Here today we have Alfred Hitchcock, the famous director and screenwriter. Born August 13th, 1899, in London, Hitchcock attended Ignatius College and then the London University, where he actually studied engineering. He began to work in the motion picture industry in 1920. A few years after that, he became a scenario writer and an assistant director. The very first film Hitchcock personally directed was The Pleasure Garden in 1925. But it wasn't until 1926 that he started making thrillers, so to speak, and incorporating darker themes into his work. In 1940, Hitchcock moved to Hollywood. He has tried to make a film every year, and so far he's been successful. In the 50s, he's focused more on suspenseful works, but lately we've seen that more and more of his works have come with a new emphasis on espionage, fear, and the dangers of not being able to see the truth or what's behind the facade that a lot of characters put on. So, Mr. Hitchcock, can you tell us what contributions you have made to the entertainment industry?
Well, beautiful, that's a little hard to answer truthfully. I don't think that I made a significant difference in this generation and even the next. But only time can tell, won't it? But I suppose if I had to answer that, I would say the fact that I'm not afraid to show people how it really is. The horrors of life and all the things that make people afraid in my films. And because of that, I feel as if in fact, a lot more directors in the future will take this and run with it. A few of them already are, in fact.
What kind of impact do you think you are having on our society and culture?
It's just like I said before, darling. I know I can't note for certain, but I do know that most people enjoy my films. So, if anything, they are learning something about their own self and their fears. Because most people don't realize that their reality is something that none of us can stand. And that's why I think it's important to showcase this aspect of human life.
So, what do you think you are most famous for doing so far?
Well, I think everyone knows that I made Psycho. There's not any way that you've not heard of it. But personally, all I've really been doing is espionage work. And it's what I'll be remembered for, I bet, at least.
So, what do you think people think of you?
Well, there's a dreadful story that I kind of hate actors. Imagine anyone hating James Stewart or Jack L. Warner. I can't imagine how such a rumor began. Maybe it's because I was quoted for calling them cattle. But that, I would never say that. Such a thoughtless, rude, and unfeeling remark. Never call them cattle. When I probably said that actors should be treated like cattle. That's completely different, isn't it? I mean, but my viewers probably think that I'm sort of weird, oddly sadistic, demented director. But that's just because the themes of my films are just that way. But it's my personal belief that if you don't like a film, just don't watch it a second time and don't watch any other films. It's that simple.
Have any of your current films been, related to recent events?
Well, yes, beautiful. The Iron Curtain and the Topaz are both very related to the Cold War, which has gotten much worse recently. In those films, I focus on the fear within people and within the society of the people. And fear isn't so difficult to understand at all. Because we're all just frightened as little children, and it's all just the story of Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. And all that changes is the wolf. And the fear complex is rooted in every individual.
So, can you tell us what were the most notable aspects in those two films?
The most notable aspect of The Torn Curtain is an espionage story placed in a Cold War backdrop. There's a fight to the death scene with a protagonist and communist in a kitchen in a farmhouse. And oh my, this pony Topaz, unwieldy, unfocused story set in the Cuban Missile Crisis was devoid of its typical narrative of economic and wit, which makes me think my choice in filming that movie.
What events, if any, have influenced your work?
Well, obviously, as I've said before, because you weren't listening, the Cold War influenced only 2 films of mine, but mostly I made whatever film I wanted to.
Interesting. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this evening. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Hitchcock, and we're all looking forward to your next project. he became... Your face!
I haven't started yet. Oh wait, no, I have started. I can't read that, hold on. What are we done doing? What? Are we starting? Oh no! Well, I think everyone knows that I made Psycho. There's no way that you've not heard of Kitchen Farmhouse. What is The most notable aspect of the torn curtain was that it was...
We give up!